All right, back here in the office with Mike, we got our new Raptor long travel kit and a bunch of other stuff going on in there too. Last week's episode, we mentioned our new Raptor kit. This is pretty much it. We still got to add the bump stops, limit straps, and brake lines. You see, we also got a new front cross member and a steering box in there with a swing set. Traditionally, we mount our swingers off of the back cross member, but to keep the four-wheel drive, we decided to reverse it and then run the steering box in the front, usually where it always is, but we made the swingers come off the front cross member, and then we can retain four-wheel drive. It's a tight squeeze for all those parts, but if anyone uses their Raptor, they pretty much blow their steering racks out every time they take it out. This is a solution for that. Basically just took what we've been doing for years and just kind of made it work on the Raptor. You see the rest of the long travel kit. We got a billet spindle, billet uppers, billet tie rods, billet front mounted spline sway bar, and then a 4130 TIG welded lower arm. We have our own rotor hat adapter with a Willwood 14-inch rotor, and then Willwood 6-piston calipers. We didn't design the spindle around a stock caliper because we just thought that was a little silly to go this far and then just put the stock brakes back on it. Yeah, 3.0 coilover, 4.0 bypass. It'll have a 2.5 bump that hits off the upper as well. Frame plate kit. We're still gonna do a rear A-arm cross member as well, so you can ditch the factory one and get a heavy duty one in there. We also have another front cross member option for everyone that runs stock steering and doesn't want to do this. Everyone always blows out their front pivots, so we made a cross member that's like a direct OEM replacement. Bunch of new stuff in the pipeline for the Raptors. Pretty much just threw everything at this one. It's pretty much like as close to you get as like a trophy truck front end. So just stay tuned for more on this, and then we'll have all this stuff loaded on our website probably by the time you're watching this right now. All right, since we're showing you our Raptor long travel kit with the billet spindle, figured we'd give you a little refresh on our two-wheel drive center mount billet uprights that we make. So this is the same kind of styling and characteristics that we put into the Raptor spindle. So obviously this is just like a two-wheel drive spindle for the center mount trucks. The Raptor spindle will have all the same features, stainless inserts where all the bolt holes go, where all the misalignments ride will also have a stainless insert. So we do one from the inside and one from the outside on every point where a bolt goes in. So instead of just putting the bolt through the aluminum and then having the bolt head kind of wear out the top and then have the bolt actually wear out the inside of the pivot, we put these stainless inserts in that are a lot harder than the aluminum to prevent any premature wearing on any of the parts. So the Raptor spindles will be very similar to this, but obviously a little taller, have provision for an axle and four-wheel drive and all that. Pretty cool part. And then we're just making a bunch of the inserts right now because we actually use the same inserts here. We designed those same ones into the Raptor uprights. I've always wanted to make a Raptor long travel kit, and I didn't want to do it like anyone else has been doing it, so I figured we might as well go all out, do billet spindles, and just basically a whole billet suspension kit minus the lower arm, which is TIG welded. A lot of thought into that kit and a lot of processes here in-house. Stay tuned for more on that thing later on. We got a special guest today. We got Brett King from King Shocks, and he's here to pick up some parts we had made for him.
I needed some one-off Kibbetech style custom-made sway bar arms for the back of a trophy truck, so we're excited. They're super, super nice. I mean, the quality, the fit, the finish, the tool pass, I mean, they're pretty.
Why'd you go with Kibbetech?
His machine capability here is, for me as a machine shop person, is really good. He's been making these things for years, so you got to go to the people that are the best at their job, and this is what he does, and he does a great job at it.
Well, thank you. So you brought us this this old worn out unit off of the truck. We just kind of dimensioned it from center of bolt to spline, and then just made our own version of it with our classic styling that we put into all the parts we machine. So he's going to take these to get splined, and then he'll bring them back, and then we're going to slit saw them and drill and tap, counterbore the ends, and then they're ready to get, I'm assuming they'll end up blue.
Yeah, I'm going to make them blue, for sure.
Yeah, I think blue will be a nice touch. And then we were talking about maybe we'll have to make you some of these for that same truck.
That's a legit nice trailing arm you got going on.
I think that'll be next on the list. We don't usually do one-off arms, but you know, for certain people we do. Will work for Shocks.
Everybody seems to want shocks. Same with billet trailing arms.
Yeah.
Dude, those are nice. Like,
Yeah.
it sets the bar as far as what people want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, those are cool.
Super cool. You got a long drive ahead of you. So don't want to hold you up for too long. Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
See you again soon.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, back over here in the machine shop. We just got some of our TRX billet rear links back from Anodized. I pulled out a gold lower, and then this is a King Blue upper. So we do offer custom colors. These are all CNC machined here in-house. Replaces everything on the back of your TRX, even the panhard bar. It's all uniballs with Delrin anti-wobbles on the chassis side pivots, high misalignments on the axle side pivot. And then we even do a little bolt-on tab right here for the OEM travel sensor, you know, the active shocks that they come with. And then we do an 1.5 inch solid adjustable track bar for the rear, so you can actually center the rear end if you do any sort of lift or add weight to the back and it's squatting a little more. And then we also just got back front sway bar end links. So these are all machined out of one piece, and then we put a uniball in each end, and then get a little more angled than the stock ones, and then they don't bind as bad, and then probably 3 times stronger than the stock ones. Little tiny bars that they come with. Bunch of cool stuff for the TRXs. And then moving along over here, we got some big boy trailing arms for one of the pre-runners. So these are going on the Tundra. These are our new design. We kind of changed them up a little bit from the first ones that we made. Changed some tool paths, actually made the pockets a little deeper, take some more weight out of them. Next up, we're gonna make the same set of trailing arms, but we're gonna do it in our standard shock location. So these are like a crew cab dimension that we make, and it puts the shocks closer to the axle, and then we run a 20-inch bypass and an 18-inch coilover, and then the shocks stay outside the cab. So with your crew cab or 4-door trucks, your shocks aren't in the cab, and you can fit, you know, 4 or 5 people in the truck still. Yeah, we just got to press in some stainless sleeves here, get the uniballs in them, and these things are ready to go on the Tundra. And we got our J-arms for the center mount trucks. This is after the first op, so this is actually the bottom side of the arm. So we're machining the bottom first, then we'll flip it, locate it here, and then we'll machine the top out. But this started out as a big, like 135-pound chunk of 7075, and then we'll machine it down to about 17 pounds by the time it's done. A lot of material waste around here because obviously it's this big square piece of material, so we kind of lose a bunch over here, but it comes with the territory when machining these. Tool paths are all super nice. Everything just kind of flows really nice. So Matt designed these, and then Kevin programmed them. These will go on the Tundra, the gray truck, the tube chassis race truck, and then another 2 sets for another couple chassis that we got going on. Hopefully these things will be wrapped up next week, and then we got a bunch more stuff we got to machine, so stay tuned on these. Ah, nice. All right, back here in the laser side of the shop, you see we got our mezzanine built, got the wood in it, got it powder coated, assembled, obviously, bolted to the ground. Supposed to have a forklift like a week ago because ours blew up. So all the stuff that's supposed to go up here obviously isn't up here yet. Yeah, hopefully the next week or so we get all the accessories back up here and then start finalizing all the wiring and the setup on the laser so we can get this thing making parts already. It's been pretty much just one delay after another, the whole process. So hopefully a couple more weeks and we'll be up and running over here. Start getting caught up and making some cool parts. Well, that pretty much wraps it up this week. Don't forget to subscribe and then like the page. Am I pointing in the right spot? And then check out last week's video with the Raptor if you missed it.